I'm John Canopener.
And I'm James Wang.
And together we are Rock Hard. Now, I know you don't know who we are, and I know you don't give a shit, but we're going to do this anyway. And today, we're talking about not whisper, not yell, not speak. What we're talking about today is Scream. All right? Now, Scream, if you guys don't know, is a movie made in 1996, and it's one of our favorites. We tend to like this one, don't we, James?
Very much so.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I think James should take it away with a couple facts right now about the film before we get started.
Some of these have been said by millions, but I don't give a fuck. Starting off with the first fact, Kevin Williamson, the writer of Scream. One night, he was watching a documentary on serial killer Danny Harold Rolling. Rolling killed 5 students in Gainesville, Florida in 1990. He was later known as the Gainesville Ripper. Later that night, Williamson found an open window in his house that he was certain was shut before.
No way.
He spent the rest of the night searching the house, terrified, with a knife in his hand, talking to a friend on the phone. Sound a little familiar?
Knife in his hand, dick in the other. Sounds a little familiar.
All right. He wrote the first draft of the script and a treatment for 2 sequels over the next 3 days.
Impressive.
Impressive, yeah.
Impressive.
So did you like that last fun fact? You're gonna like this one.
You're gonna fucking love it.
Different film production companies like Paramount, Universal Studios, Dimension Films, and many more all put bids for it. Kevin Williamson ultimately went with Dimension, who paid him only $400,000.
That's it?
Only $400,000. This was less than what some other companies offered, but he just thought that the film had more of a chance being made.
What a guy.
Pretty ballsy.
What a guy. He probably got back end deals.
Oh, for sure.
But good for him. Good for him.
So you thought that was interesting? This one's a little more interesting, but a little fucked up. During filming the opening scene, Drew Barrymore was given a live landline as a prop. She got caught up in the scene and accidentally dialed 911. They were alarmed by her screams and called back, concerned about her well-being.
So the cops, they got a call from Drew Barrymore.
During the filming? Yeah.
She called 911 and they actually responded to it?
Yeah, because they thought that she was probably getting murdered in real life.
Oh, shit.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
All right. Now this one... Trigger warning. All right. Wes Craven said that Drew Barrymore put an enormous amount of trust in him. She told him about a story she read in the paper about a dog being set on fire by its owner. Gnarly. Which really upset her. She was uncontrollably crying when relaying the story to Wes Craven. To generate a similar emotion in Barrymore for her character, Wes Craven would say to her, "I'm lighting the match."
Damn.
Which triggered Barrymore.
Did she start crying?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it worked, because if she's talking about the story and upset her, I'm pretty sure it worked when he says, "I'm lighting the match." Meaning he's gonna fuck.
Really, that's what they have to say in the papers, but really, he had a dog on set that he was about to light on fire. I'll fucking do it, Drew. I'll do it. Get the shit right.
All right. Now, we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes and talk about our positives we both noticed in our last watch of Scream.
Starting off with the music.
Hell yeah.
Music's important in every film.
Yep.
It's really important here, and it plays a big role in how you even feel about a scene, you know?
Yeah.
The first time I noticed it was when Sydney first gets attacked at her house. You guys remember? When she first gets attacked, she runs up the stairs, and you hear that trumpet, and that trumpet, and then she fucking slams the door or whatever, but you feel that shit. It's like
you could be like right behind her.
Yes.
And you feel like as it's getting louder, he's probably getting closer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like somebody's just getting up on you, but you can't help but feel that. Like they make you feel that. And so even
I'm getting nervous right now talking about it.
For real. I've watched this shit gangs of times, and I've noticed that. Like, oh my god, when they blare that trumpet shit, you're like, you know what I mean? Because it's close. The motherfucker's right behind you. So I like that. And another one was, of course, Red Right Hand. Everybody loves that song.
Yep.
That's great. It works so well. It just, there's something about every little piece of music in here that just works perfect for every fucking scene. So the first time we hear that, or the only time we hear it, was when Dewey and them, they're going back to the station, and he goes and gets ice cream and all that stuff. But he shuts his door, red right hand. It's just like bam, and he shuts the door, and it's like poof. You know what I mean? It's like perfect with the fucking scene. Like it's like a music video.
Yeah.
Like it works so well with it. You're like, God damn, that's awesome. So yeah, Red Right Hand, big fan of, and I love that other like alternative song that's going to the party. The say a prayer for you. That song's badass. That'd be a fun one to play too. I like that one a lot. I don't know. It's very 90s, and I love the 90s, and I miss that grunge shit, and I miss when music sounded like that. So I always wanted to go. I wish I was older in that time. That way I can go to a party like that, and just that shit's Bush is playing, or Green Day, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just picture that so well, and I really like how they got that for me there. So I kind of feel like I'm there when I'm there. I'm like, oh, it's like a loser. I'm just like, I want to be there with them. Anyway, but yeah, so there's that one. And then our final one we agreed on was the Halloween music plays a big role in this movie.
Yeah, it does.
And if you guys are Halloween fans, pay attention, because this music works for 3 scenes.
Yeah.
There's 3 separate scenes where the movie is playing in the background, and it works perfectly with the scene. And the first one we have is when Randy answers the phone at the house, and when he gets the news about Principal Hembry. Yeah, when that happens, the music's perfect with it. Like it goes perfect with it. Almost like it was made for Scream. But it's not. It's Halloween playing in the background. It's fucking genius. Like I think it's great. And then the next time is again with Randy when he's about to get stabbed by Stu, we believe, doing the overhead fucking deal. Yeah, when he's about to get again, you turn around, Jamie. No.
The fact
doing
that
all
he said
shit.
his name is crazy.
And his name's Jamie Kennedy. And it's just like, yeah, it's like there's so much that makes sense here. It was meta before it was meta. It's fucking crazy, you know. And but yeah, the Halloween music is going once again perfect with what is about to happen to fucking Randy. And then the final one is when Dewey's clearing the house. He tells Gail to go call the sheriff. You guys remember? Go call the sheriff. I'm gonna go in here. He goes in there and he's doing this little
because he's
like,
nervous.
Scared as shit. Like,
Yeah.
he's never done this shit before. And
but
he's
so
trying.
animated.
He's trying so hard, like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Though he's got a heart of gold, and he's going in there and he's gonna take down this guy. So he thinks. He ends up getting stabbed in the back.
Yep.
Which we don't see. But anyway, yeah, it works perfect for that too. So 3 times in this movie, the Halloween music from Halloween 1978 is playing, and it works perfectly with the scene. We thought that was impressive and worth talking about.
I was actually gonna say one thing I did notice too was that another scene. It wasn't like specifically the music. It was just the movie itself, to where Billy is looking around for Sydney and her dad.
Oh yeah.
Looking around the house, and he's like, ripping through everything. He's trashing.
Where
the
are you,
place.
bitch? And like fucking
Yeah, he's getting crazy because they're gone. And then he goes towards like the closet, stairs, and the living room area where Halloween is playing. He gets distracted, and then that's when Sydney comes and just fucking stabs him with the umbrella. So I thought that was kind of funny too.
Yeah.
You know?
He got distracted by watching, and he's a movie buff, so that's pretty cool because it's like he got distracted by something. Of course, it would distract him.
Yeah.
It would distract us.
It would distract me. It would distract
Like, where's that
me.
bitch? Oh shit, what's about to happen? You get shot yet? What's going on?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, very good catch. Okay, and then we also have the attic scene.
Yeah.
The attic scene. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, pay attention.
Yeah.
All right. So I heard a while ago, I couldn't remember exactly what I heard, but I remember somebody saying somewhere that there was something in the attic that gave you a clue that Stu was a killer, or at least he was fucked in the head or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
because you always look at Billy and you know he's fucked up, but Stu was like, just his companion or whatever. But it shows that he was pretty fucked up as well. And yeah, when we go to the attic, on this last watch we saw, at first we didn't see anything. We paused it for a second. I didn't see shit. Saw normal attic shit. And then when Sydney's about to go out the fucking window, you see like 4 or 5 dolls hanging right there, and they're hanging like they're fucking like Casey Becker.
Casey Becker and Mr. Hembry, which is off screen.
Yeah, again, yeah, with Hembry. We believe Stu killed Hembry too. And yeah, remember that fucking, well, you're gonna talk about that.
What thing? Oh yeah.
Yeah, anyway, we'll get to that. But yeah, for sure, we got our suspicions just right with Stu on who he's killed. And we believe, of course he killed Casey. That was his ex.
Yep.
And the way he talked about it at the fountain, it's just plain and simple. And Hembry was hanged at the goalpost as well at the high school.
So we have...
There's 2 hangings there.
2 hangings.
And gutted.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think that's his style. Anyway, when you see that in the attic, though, it kind of shows that he was up there acting like that was Casey Becker. Like, this is how I want to fucking kill people. I want to fucking hang him and
just
gut
hang
him.
him. I mean, yeah,
all gross. So he did that shit in the attic. Probably touched himself. It's Stu. You know, he probably did a little something.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. And then so yeah, that was cool, and I'm happy that we found it because I was like, where the fuck is it? I've heard there's something here, and I don't know what the fuck it is. I can't remember, so I'm happy that we found it. And if it wasn't that, then we just found something else.
Well, yeah. There we go.
Pay attention. All right, so that's it for the positives that we had in common. Those are the things that we saw together and that we thought were really fucking cool. And we hope you guys enjoy them and see them again on your next watch. This is a negative. There's not much negative about this movie that I can say. The only things that we found were 2 times where the ghost face was in public and it didn't make sense.
In full costume and everything.
Why would you do that? It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Once, when Tatum and Sid are at the fucking supermarket, and you see him in the popsicle fucking reflection or whatever, you know what I mean? In the freezer.
Ice cream, yeah.
It's like, so you're walking around the grocery store like that? And like no one sees you? Anyway,
and
whatever.
And the second one where it was, who was it? It was Tatum and Sydney at the house or someone's house, and then they're like getting up and walking away, and it zooms in, and you just see like ghost faces fucking pop out from behind.
In the woods?
In the woods, like a fucking Michael Myers or something. Dude. He's just there. Which didn't make any sense, because there was a cop car in the front. I'm like, there's people looking for you, and you're in full ass costume, and you're just fucking in public in daytime.
Looks like a tweaker looking for scrap metal.
Basically, yeah.
And you can't hear shit. You're so far away anyway. Why are you even there? Staring at them in the... It's stupid. All the police are out. They're looking for you.
Exactly.
There's a curfew. What are you doing? So that's it though. That was all we could find. So all in all, it's a fucking great movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now we're gonna get into some positives that we had that weren't in common. A couple things that I noticed that I just personally like, and stuff that he likes.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna start it off here.
Alrighty.
Let's see here. I happen to like Dewey and Gale all cute and shit. You know what I mean? I love their back and forth. I like it, and I like the fact that they ended up getting married. I don't like how they got divorced, but I liked how they got married and how they met on set. And it's kind of cool to see that in all the Scream movies, but to see it start here, it's cute. It's cute and it's nice, and yeah, it works for it, and it actually helps it that they really actually fell in love, because you can tell, you know what I mean? You can tell they really give a shit, and they're easy to fucking play off each other and shit like that. So it actually works well for the movie that happened. Anyway, go on.
Oh, well, I guess that kind of goes in the same with my personal positive, was that all the actors and actresses are believable. Like, I actually believe them that they're actually friends and they're in high school, or the chemistry between all the characters, or Dewey and Gale, like that eventually led them to have an actual personal relationship outside the film. The fact that, you know, that happens, it just shows how good of a chemistry they have, and I actually believe them. And, you know, it's not like terrible acting, they're actually really good actors.
Yeah, everybody feels like themselves, and they all feel like they all grew up together, and they just know each other.
Genuine conversation with friends, and they're so close. They're just like, you know, like they know each other for years. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Another moment, I'm a big tension fan. I like when a movie can make me feel tense, and the more you watch them, the less you feel tense. So this movie still gives me a little tension though, and especially the one scene that stood out was the car scene when she gets locked in the car or she locks herself in the car and she's looking for the fucking keys to go, and Ghostface comes up and is like, he taps on the glass and then fucking waves it.
Looking for something?
Look, dumb bitch, I got him. And then she's fucking in there like guessing where the hell he is because he ducks, and then he's going around and he's unlocking the doors and she's fucking knocking them one by one, and then out of nowhere you see the back door fucking slowly rise up. And dude, the whole time you're like,
that's just like, yeah,
you know, and she doesn't, and you're like, God, I can feel both of you right now. I can feel being Sydney, and I can feel being the audience. I'm scared for you, girl. So that one still gets me. I really like that scene. Again, like, just anything to make me feel tense, because it's really hard to do that, and that still gets it for me. Like, I still get tense there. Like, I always think that something else is gonna happen, even though I've seen it a million times. So
for my second positive, I put how they tried so hard to make everybody a suspect. Beginning with like after everything that went down, after Sydney got attacked, when they were trying to look for her dad at the police station, and then she told them where he was staying, the Hilton airport, the Hilton by the airport, whatever. And then Dewey looks up and he's like, he's not registered, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, they're already trying, to make someone else the least obvious person.
I'm totally looking that up right now.
Yeah. Like, the fact that they try, steering your direction away, because obviously if you've seen the movie, or, you can tell that Billy was pretty much obvious from the beginning. So I guess they were trying to have, take your attention away from him. So, like, he's Neil Prescott, the dad of Sydney, is not there, or he's not where he should be. A little suspicious. Another thing that I thought was kind of interesting was after Sydney's at Tatum's house, like staying after, because the dad's not there, Ghostface calls her on the phone, and then they're trying to get Dewey's attention to come outside to let him know, hey, Ghostface on the phone, and he didn't come out until after the phone call ends.
Hello.
Yeah, and he just picked up the phone. Like, I don't know. I was like, when I first
they made it look like
he's the one who called him.
This is when Scream knew how to do red herrings, and they knew how to do it right. Like, they make everybody a suspect, just like Randy said. You know what I mean? You didn't know who the fuck it was at first.
Oh, which kind of leads me to my next thing. Randy, the smartest guy in the fucking movie, at the movie store with Stu.
Yeah.
Saying, he's already sus of Billy. He already, thinks it's him.
He nailed it.
Yeah, he pretty much nailed it. And then he's trying to tell him, oh, Neil's just a red herring. It's actually Billy. And then fucking Billy is like right behind him, like, how do we know you're not the killer, right?
Yeah.
And then Stu's behind him, like fucking behind him and fucking playing with his
I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna fuck him. They're gonna get him right now. Damn it.
Anyway, and so just the fact that, this movie kind of like trying to steers you away from the obvious, because, Billy, it was kind of obvious. He seemed a little edgy. He seemed a little like, and then they tried writing him off saying, oh, he got arrested. And it's like, yeah, it kind of, my first watch, I kind of believed, okay, well, fuck, I thought it was him.
Yeah.
Turns out he kept.
Yeah, that's what they did. They did a great job of making him in the clear all the fucking time. And he wasn't. But you still had, it's like, God, you're still doing that serial killer thing, though. Every time I see you.
He's like, you still
I'm innocent.
Me, right?
I didn't kill anybody. Jeff, I didn't kill anybody. I don't know why he sounds all country in that part. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Sheriff, I didn't kill anybody. I don't know, he sounds stupid in that part. Anyway. But yeah, like, they did a good job. It's like, okay, well, it can't be him. He was in jail and he did all this shit. But that was before. Can I get into one of mine?
Yeah.
That was before we learned there were 2 killers.
Yep.
And you guys have to remember, this was like some Saw shit back in the day. Like, this was a big deal. Up until then, it's been 1 killer, mainly. I'm sure there was other movies with 2 killers, but you didn't see it that often. It was either Michael, Jason, fucking every slasher had one killer. Freddy, everybody was one guy. One guy that fucked everybody up. So you didn't really expect 2 killers. And I remember being 9 years old at the time and watching this shit, and yeah, even at 9, just being like, okay, well, it's not him. Fuck, okay, well, it kind of seems like him, or whatever. But when Stu, surprise, Sydney, that was crazy. That was like, that was like fucking John Canopener fucking standing up at the end of Saw. You know what I mean? It was like, oh my God, there's fucking 2? Oh, okay, it makes sense. But you didn't see that before. And then after that, it became,
became the norm.
Yeah. But at the same time, like I said, it was very surprising at that time that there was 2 fucking killers. And I think a lot of people already know that there's 2 killers now, even if it is a first time watch. So you don't have that same punch. But Do any of you guys remember? Were you guys around when that happened? Because I'd like to know. Was it such a shock like it was for me? You know? I want to know if other people had that, because to me it was fucking like, oh my god. But I've heard other people say it was like, oh, I knew it was both of them the whole time. And I just want to know, how did you guys feel about that? Let me know.
My other personal positive was the fact that after watching it, after like a millionth time, because it's like a million times I watched this movie, you kind of notice certain things. You pick up certain things. So the one thing that I picked up now, after seeing, the movie, was that Billy's facial expressions was like so much like giving hints and like being so obvious that something's going on between them.
Real.
The first one was when they're at the fountain after knowing Casey Becker and Steve got butchered and stuff, and then they're on the fountain and talking about it, and Stu's fucking like, ooh, how do you fucking gut someone? He's like, you get it from the sternum.
Yeah.
And then Billy's like,
no, I didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, no one said you did. Yeah, he's like giving him the eyes like, yo,
shut
like,
the fuck up, man.
Fuck up.
God damn it, Stu. Why did I pick you? God.
There was another one too where like after Billy gets released from jail.
No.
And it's Sydney and Billy in the hallway talking after, she leaves Tatum and Stu away and goes in the hallway. Sydney tells Billy about like receiving a phone call from the killer. He's like, but you see, it can't be me because I was in jail.
Remember?
Remember? And after Sydney mentioned the fact that she got a call from the killer, he's like, you see, it couldn't be me. Like, he was like kind of like, really? And then he kind of like looked in the direction of Stu. Mm-hmm. I forgot exactly what he said, but he kind of looked in the direction.
I couldn't have called you, I was in jail, remember? But he looks in that direction where Stu is.
Like literally, like after she told him, he was like kind of looked that way because that's where she just came from. Mm-hmm. So like, who's in that direction?
Yeah, he looks right at Stu.
Yeah. So.
And that's what's really cool about these fucking movies is that the first watch is always fun. It's the first time you've ever seen the movie. You don't know what's in store. And so when you see it's a nice little surprise and it's a good fucking movie, there's no fat in this fucking movie.
No.
Every scene makes sense and it just leads you to the next fucking thing and the next fucking thing, and it just works. There's nothing, I'm never bored ever. That's why I've watched it so many goddamn times.
Yeah,
it's such a good movie. But yeah, but when you watch it the second time, it's just as fun because now you know everything, and now you're picking up on shit that you didn't see the first time. You're picking up on his eyebrows doing this shit, and you're picking up on, just little hints. Another one I noticed was when Billy came into the house. I'm pretty sure Billy's the one that killed Tatum.
Yeah.
And when he came into I'm 100% sure Billy killed
yeah. Because it would make more sense because Stu was in the house with the party.
With the robe and everything.
He told her to go get a beer. Yeah.
He can't disappear. You know what I mean? Yeah, so anyway, Billy killed. But when he comes in, when Stu's at the door and Billy fucking pops in, it's all, does that scream music or whatever. But he gives him eyebrows. He goes like that. He does a weird eyebrow thing, and I think that's a hint to Stu that like,
the deed is dead.
I got it, dude. I got it. She's dead. Don't worry. You know what I mean? That's what it looked like. But then another one that I noticed, and this is something that I don't know if the original plan for Scream 3 was always to have Maureen Prescott as the main character, mm-hmm. As what we're going to focus on the whole movie, and it was going to be this Hollywood story. But if it was, then Kevin was fucking brilliant for planning this, because we've all heard when Stu says, your mom was no Sharon Stone, when he says that shit, we've heard it a million times and we never thought about it. Like, he's just being funny, he's being stupid, you know what I mean? But when he does it and you pay attention, and you've seen Scream 3 and you pay attention, when he does that, he's like, your mom was no Sharon Stone, and he gives like little like eyebrows, and it's like, oh, is he hinting towards like Maureen's like Hollywood career that didn't take off? And she never became a Sharon Stone? Yeah. Because it kind of seems like that. And Billy, if Roman's the one that talked to Billy, I'm sure Billy filled him in on this shit, so unprofessional. I gotta take this. Sorry about that, guys. Had to take a call. Anyway, we're back. And yeah, what I was saying was, when Stu mentions the Sharon Stone line, she was no Sharon Stone, I feel like that is a nod to Roman, his knowing of Maureen's Hollywood career, because he would have told Billy that. Because he would be like, yeah, I need you to kill this bitch because this is what's happening. She's my mom. She abandoned me to raise this kid and all this shit, and I know about her career and all this kind of stuff. Didn't work out, so she just became a little home wife and whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sure Billy fucking spilled the guts to Stu on that shit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know? And I think that was a little hint at, your mom was no Sharon Stone. You know what I mean? Like, she was no Sharon Stone. She never made it to Sharon Stone. She never made it. She got railed by a million fucking people, got a couple roles, fucked up after that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, whatever. We'll get into that with Scream 3. But for right now, like, I think that was a little hint towards Scream 3. So if that was on purpose, good job. If not, well, it makes sense. So that's pretty cool that it actually makes sense in the trilogy. It's just the first 3. You know, it makes sense the whole way through. But if the first 3 was all we had, it makes sense as a whole fucking, you know, full circle kind of deal. Just a little thing like that. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I picked it up. I liked it. I think it works. We're keeping it. Well, with that, you have anything else to add?
No, that's about it.
All right, James. Well, I think that we've just done it. Thank you guys for stopping by and checking us out. And if you stayed this long, be sure to look out for our next one, which will be coming out very soon. Of course, it's going to be Scream 2. Not 12. I've learned 12 is 12. So. Scream 2. All right. We're going to be doing Scream 2 next. Stay tuned. Stay alert.
Stay alerted.
Well, thank you guys for coming by. And if you stayed this long, please be on the lookout for our next video. It's going to be Scream 2. And we're going to do this whole franchise. So it's going to be one after the other. We really like doing this. And if you'd like to help us out, please subscribe, hit the like button, do what you can. I don't like asking, but you know how it goes in these. We want to build this channel. So thank you if you guys do. We appreciate it a lot.
Thank you.
And with that being said, I'm going to say, you're no Sharon Stone. All right? Rock hard, out.